So we got Casey Anthony trial, day one. All right, opening statements. Now, I don't know very much at all about this case. All right. Um, I do know the trial was a long time ago, like 9 years ago. I know she was acquitted, I believe. And I also know there were some very suspicious searches that supposedly came from her phone. So I was actually watching Boze versus the World earlier, and she was talking about this case. And I was like, I have no idea what this case is, what it's about. It sounds really bizarre. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I will have a link to her channel in the description. All right. So, what I will tell you, going by what she said, okay, um, actually, let's go ahead and do that first. Let's take a look and break down some of the stuff she was talking about. All right. Then we'll get in and start doing the opening statements.
I'm gonna karate chop this desk with my face. She's pretty and she's lying.
You could win a big case like that.
We need somebody.
You know who I'm talking about. Joining me tonight, Washington, D.C., trial attorney, partner with Brown Rudnick.
Welcome,
LLP, and the lead
Vinchu.
attorney-
Because this is what narcissistic people do. They get you to listen, they spin you up, and they go all over the place. They point out this person, they point out that person. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind today because you guys know what I do on this channel is talk about narcissists, manipulators, and crazy people. And I have to shake it out of you. I gotta shake you, and then bring you back to the ground and put your feet on the ground. So I have a couple videos coming out pertaining to Casey Anthony. I will not be watching.
Now, what had happened was apparently she just released a documentary. All right, I don't remember what streaming service it was on, but from what Boze says, it is a disaster. Okay, the guy that she was just watching, he says the same thing. It is a disaster. It's a train wreck. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at it as well. I'm gonna do a full analysis on this whole thing. All right. Uh, it really sounds like, from what I know so far, it sounds like they got her off of murder that she committed, and they got her off of it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, oh man.
In the documentary, and I suggest that you don't either. This is an actual clip from the Casey Anthony documentary. This is unedited. This is the clip.
Remember the internet searches. At 2:49, whilst Casey's cell phone is pinging a tower nearest the home, the Anthony's family desktop computer is activated by someone using Casey's password protected account. At 2:51, someone does a search for foolproof suffocation.
Let me be clear what the interviewer is saying. She is saying that at 2:59 p.m., Casey Anthony's cell phone pinged off of a tower to her home, whereas no one else's did, meaning that Casey was home alone. And at 2:59, a computer, which was logged into one of Casey Anthony's password-protected accounts, did a search for foolproof suffocation. Forensically, that is what the interviewer just explained. And this is Casey's response.
Wasn't me. I can tell you that. Everyone had each other's passwords because it was the family computer.
Ow! Today is the day that I lose my fucking mind. I'm in a
There is absolutely no excuse for that. Okay? You do not share your passwords with anybody. Like, I don't care who it is. You should not do that. All right? And this is why. This right here is why you would not want to share your passwords. All right? It sounds so unbelievable, you know what I'm saying, that I don't believe it. It's just that simple.
Roddy top this desk with my face. How many of you guys share a computer with your family and all of you have each other's passwords? One in the chat if you share passwords with your mother, your father, your sister. Two in the
No.
chat if you're like, no, we like to have a little family privacy around here and we don't share our passwords with each other. Oh my God, I told you guys, I'm gonna lose my mind today. That is what you can expect from the Casey Anthony documentary. So if you enjoy being gaslit, maybe you had a tough childhood, maybe you had a shitty relationship and you want to go back to the good old times and you want to be lied to directly to their face, then please feel free to pull up the documentary. But today we're going to take a look at...
Oh, I'm sure when I start watching the documentary, I am probably going to be pretty pissed off throughout the whole thing. All right.
what Court TV has to say.
Vinnie Politan, thank you for joining us tonight here on Closing Arguments, and I'll apologize off the top if I look a little tired, if I look a little sick. It's because after the show last night, I went home and I went on my cell phone and I joined the Peacock streaming service.
Peacock, okay,
I
that's what it
paid the
was.
money, and then I binge watched Casey Anthony for 3 hours.
He looks so mad
For
about
3
What I want to know is how long is the whole thing? All right, that's what I want to know. Like, if it's more than 3 hours, I don't know how much of it I'm going to watch. All right.
hours. And let me go through my little take on what I experienced during, I guess it was more than 3 hours, 3 episodes, during this all-night journey last night. First of all, the way I would describe this docuseries is ridiculously bizarre, because it
Tell him, Vinny.
starts as almost a love story
Tell him,
between
Vinny.
a woman accused of murdering her child and her defense team. Although part of this love story, and it's not a romantic love story, I mean a love story like, this is my family now, and they have done all...
You know what this feels like? Have you guys ever seen that Key and Peele sketch where it was like the president's anger translator?
I want to assure you that we will be looking for new compromises with the GOP in the months ahead.
And you know these motherfuckers gonna say no before I even suggest some shit.
That was Key and Peele, I think. You know, we've been doing a lot of Key and Peele stuff lately. Let me go back for a second, because I want to see what she says about this clip right here. Because I think we're definitely going to have to do a reaction to that.
Where it was like the president's anger translator.
As almost a love story
Tell him,
between
Vinny.
a woman accused of murdering her child and her defense team. Although part of this love story, and it's not a romantic love story, I mean a love story like, this is my family now, and they have done all...
You know what this feels like? Have you guys ever seen that Key and Peele sketch where it was like the president's anger translator?
I want to assure
President's anger translator. Okay. And it is Key and Peele, because that is what she said. I was thinking it was. Look, these guys are way too funny. You know what I'm saying? We are definitely going to find that clip, and we're going to check that out. All right. You know, I just loved her reaction to watching this guy explain how pissed off he was about watching this documentary. All right. Now, I've already watched this whole video. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start the trial now. So I'm just going to watch some of the opening statements just to get an idea about what the case looks like, where the defense wanted to go, where the prosecutors wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? Just to get a first impression of how the case was looking.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Orange County. As we have heard several times throughout the course of the jury selection proceedings, this is the case of the state of Florida versus Casey Marie Anthony. However, it is time to tell the story of a little girl named Kaylee. This isn't just a case about Casey Marie Anthony. It's a story about Kaylee Anthony as well. Kaylee Anthony was born on August 9th of 2005. It was a Tuesday. And Kaylee lived nearly every day of her life on a quiet residential street in Orlando called Hope Spring Drive.
Now, right off the bat, okay, I gotta point something out here. She looks like she's about to jump out of her chair out of fear. You can see the panic in her face. You know what I'm saying?
Her doting grandparents, George and Cindy Anthony, filled her room with toys and stuffed animals. Kaylee's room was decorated with every imaginable Winnie the Pooh item available. In the backyard of George and Cindy Anthony's home was every little girl's dream, a playhouse. Elated at the prospect of becoming grandparents.
Now, I think what might be getting ready to happen, they might be going right into the motive for why they think she had done this. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, they don't have to prove motive. It's better if they can, because it helps to substantiate the evidence, all right? But it is not required.
Very first time. George and Cindy Anthony committed to helping their daughter. She was loved by her grandparents. They took lots of pictures of her.
So I wonder if that's the other names she was mentioning, the grandparents. All right, I think that might be what that was.
They doted on her. She was the apple of their eye.
Now, what they just did, I am so glad they don't do that anymore. All right, I am not going to show that. They just showed the jury, all right, on TV. I don't think the jury should ever, be publicized. You know what I'm saying? I just think that is a huge security risk for them. You know what I'm saying? I really think that.
Anthony, Kaylee's mother, appeared to all outward observers.
Okay, now I know for sure Cindy Anthony was the grandmother, okay?
Father, Cindy's father, who was in a nursing facility in Mount Dora. Cindy Anthony took her video camera and a still camera with her to record the events of Father's Day of 2008, June 15th. Cindy Anthony, unknowingly, of course, at that time, took the last known photograph of her granddaughter, Kaylee Anthony. Is on December 11th of 2008.
Now, here's what is really telling for me, okay? I've watched a lot of trials, okay? 9 times out of 10, even for people that are guilty as hell, will sit still, will not have show any emotion, not show anything. They're just stiff as a board. She is not doing that. She is very emotional. She is, I don't know what to make of it yet. but you could definitely tell, like, this is hitting her really hard.
The story of this case is not about Casey Anthony. It is about what happened between the photograph taken on Father's Day, June 15th, 2008, and the photograph taken on December 11th of 2008. What happened to Kaylee Marie Anthony?
You know what I think this is? In all honesty, I tell you what I think this is. Okay? I think she is putting this on for the jury. That's what I think this is. I think this whole thing is all a show for the jury. I need to show the jury that I'm affected by this, that I'm sad that this happened, that I'm completely innocent. You know, I wouldn't do this. I loved her and all that kind of stuff. That's what I think's going on here.
You will hear during the testimony in this case that no one had any idea anything had befallen Kaylee Marie Anthony until July 15th of 2008. How can that be? What happened between June 16th and July 15th? Where was Kaylee Marie? "30 days passed between the time that anyone but Casey Anthony saw Kaylee and when..."
Yeah, I heard this earlier when I was watching the video from Boze. All right, I heard someone say something about this. I don't understand. Where was everybody else? Where was her husband? Where was the grandparents? Why didn't anyone? Do you see what I'm saying? So, like, I need to know a lot more about the circumstances during that 30-day period, right? Because somewhere along the line, someone else should have been like, "Hey, where's your daughter at?" You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand how that doesn't happen.
she was reported missing by her grandmother, Cindy Anthony.
Okay?
So what happened?
That is very peculiar. Okay? Why does the grandmother report the child missing and not the mother? The mother should have first-hand knowledge. If anything is wrong, like, she should be right there, either her or the other parent. One of the parents should have been all over that. You know what I'm saying?
Day 1, Monday, June 16th, 2008. Cell phone records for Casey Anthony show that she did not leave the area of her parents' house until after 4 p.m. to spend the night with a babysitter by the name of Zanny. You will learn during the testimony and evidence in this case, there is no Zanny. Like Casey Anthony's job, Casey Anthony's babysitter was a figment of her imagination. There is no Zanny. So when Casey Anthony appears on a surveillance video at the Blockbuster with her boyfriend, Tony Lazzaro, on the night of June 16th of 2008 at 7:54 p.m., where is Kaylee Anthony?
So this is getting really interesting. Okay. So here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and stop it here, but I'm going to give you my thoughts on it so far. Okay. I'm going to continue watching this off camera. Right now, I think what the defense has to do is to fill in the blanks, right? To bring in the babysitter. If the babysitter is a real person, then guess what? She needs to be at the trial. She needs to take the stand, and she needs to put that on record. I am the babysitter. Here's the documentation. Here's proof of payment. Here's some text messages. You know, hey, can you come by and babysit for me today? Right? Or do this, right? There should be something to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt this is her babysitter. And that is, in fact, who was watching the child on that day. You know what I'm saying? So, if she can't do that, then that is a huge plot hole in her defense, right? That's going to be a huge plot hole. So she definitely has to do that. I doubt she can, because from what I've heard so far, like, she got away with it. That is my general opinion so far. That could definitely change. I have no idea yet. I know a lot of, like, this whole thing looks suspicious. Alright, it really does. Alright, that's it for now, y'all.